Nominee number 2, LA Craigslist Freak of the Week.
Small Johnson, humiliation needed. Man for woman, 50 years old, North Hollywood. Hello, ladies. I'm a single white male living in North Hollywood, hoping to meet a woman that will tease and make fun of my small unit. I'm 50 years old, average build, and in decent shape. The only problem is my piece is much smaller than I would like.
My piece.
And more important, so much smaller than most women would like. Your age is not an issue. I'm also open to the idea of group humiliation. I can explore most scenes and scenarios. For example, one idea I had, you come over to my house, I leave the front door unlocked, and you walk in and find me in the front room naked and Joey.
You're the rare breed.
We've
Tony
all
Jordan.
done it.
Yeah.
Just don't want to admit it?
I don't think I have.
Nothing.
I've locked my keys in the car a million times, but never dropped
Oh,
anything
that's
off
the worst
the
to
top
do.
of it.
And then when you're closing the door, it's that last second when you realize...
With slow motion.
Is that the sound we all make, apparently? Universal sound? All right, it's 8:35. The weather today is sunny and warm. Highs upper 80s and low 90s. 69 in Culver City, 67 in Tustin. Jill, let's got the gossip coming up.
Lady Gaga's dog just landed a modeling campaign, and I'll tell you what for in less than 15 minutes.
Hi, Patty. What did you leave on the roof of your car and then drive off?
I left a dozen donuts, Valentine, on my car.
You left donuts and stuff?
I did. And
That's
what
a tragedy.
was worse is there's some people walking by and they see the donuts and they're just staring at me and didn't say anything.
Well, yeah, you were rooting for the donuts to fall
They
off.
wanted those donuts. For you, it's a tragedy. They wanted those donuts. But you know what? Sometimes it happens, and you should let the person know if the gas cap is open or there's something on the roof of their car.
You should.
Because it was like, hey,
Yeah, but you're also like, oh, hi, no, I know you're hitting on me. Thank you.
There's on the roof of your car.
That's okay. Thanks, bye.
You're sexy.
Gluten-free donuts up there.
The guy rolls down the window. No, I'm not saying you're sexy. There's something on the roof of your car, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I will if I'm in a parking lot and I see a gas tank that's open. I'll shut it
Will you?
for a stranger. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Good man. Patty, so whatever happened? Did you get to the office and you had no donuts for anybody?
Well, I saw them from my rear view fly off. I had to go back in. I begged to see if I could get a free dozen, but, you know, the lady was like, no, you gotta buy another dozen. I had to buy another dozen.
Well, she's like, yeah, I mean, it was your roof they flew off of. This has nothing to do with our profit margin problem here. All right, 866-544.
Please email me back with messy buns in the subject line with photos and video links if possible.
All right, that's nominee number 3, and I'm picturing like a woman, by the way, like she's waiting for her date to show up, and she has like one of those painter's palettes, like kind
pudding
of
on
tucked
it?
around her. Yeah, it's like, you know, a little bit of butterscotch, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of chocolate, maybe some dark chocolate with the swirl of caramel in it.
Oh, sure.
idea.
Delicious.
And a paintbrush just waiting to paint some chick's butt with pudding.
And then eat.
Oh, tapioca in there.
Yeah.
Oh, tapioca.
Although
nice.
I never liked warm pudding. You ever get like served warm pudding? Like,
Yes.
not the instant pudding, the kind you used to have to cook on the stove.
Yeah, it's good.
I was never into
It
that.
has like little hard shell on it. Skin.
No, skin. Maybe that's it too.
Oh,
Like,
that skin.
it's the heat and the skin. Like, no, thank you.
Make a skin suit out of
I'm
it.
having how some people eat it off like a cup of warm milk.
Right, right.
No, thank you.
Menace likes pudding skin.
Yeah.
Make a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Make a suit out of it.
Pudding skin suit.
Yeah.
Pull it off and dangle it. You would eat that?
Yeah, I would eat off my own body. So good.
A pudding skin bodysuit.
You are effed up, man.
Make your bed out of it.
There's your nominees, ladies and gentlemen, for the LA Craigslist Freak of the Week. The voting is now open. You can send your vote over to 22987. Remember, just by voting, you're in the running to win our prizes. And also keep in mind the message and data rates do apply. But if you have unlimited texting on your phone, don't even worry about it. Nominee number 1 is the person looking to buy used shoes or socks from dudes who have smelly feet. The riper the better. And also, he would love it if you would allow him to take the shoes and socks off of you, kind of like a shoe valet, quote unquote. Text 1 over to 22987 to vote for that one. Text number 2 over to 22987 for the guy who wants you to make fun of his small unit.
Poor guy.
Yeah, and he's open to group humiliation. He also has a scenario that he came up with, which involves you walking in on him joeing and telling him to stop just so you can get a better look at his small wheelie.
I like how Ray says poor guy. All of a sudden she has compassion for him.
I'm trying to figure out what friends I should call for the group humiliation angle.
Be creative, be mean, be nasty, baby. Just keep that in mind. It's nominee number 2. Text 2 over to 22987. watch porn together, and then you're going to go back to your room and use toys on each other. So, sounds like a fun evening, right, ladies? Text 3 over to 22987 to vote for that one. Again, you're just going to text a single digit, one character. That's it. 1, 2, or 3, and then hit send over to 22987. We'll give you the winner of the LA Craigslist Freak of the Week, and we'll start calling our winners. We'll have their choice of tickets. Florence and Machine, Third Eye Blind, and Dashboard Conventional, or tickets for A Taste of Chaos. Your winners. If you're one of our random people, you'll be getting a call from TK. People always ask us,
Right.
How does that work?
You're going to see your phone ringing. You might not recognize the number.
Pick it up.
Your phone won't explode if you don't know the number of people.
You're not going to get a text back from us. You're going to get a phone call back from us. That's how you know you won. If you don't get one, what does that mean, Greg?
It means you didn't win
It means you didn't win.
But we thank you for your vote.
Yeah, so get your votes in now. We'll have the winner for you next year on The Woody Show.
It's the Woody Show field trip. Universal Studios Hollywood. Show for the world-famous studio tour. Absolutely Fast and Furious Supercharged. The Woody Show is your personal tour guide. Listen tomorrow for Thursday Ticket Takeover to win your 4-pack of tickets.
Head to Universal Studios Hollywood now. When you buy a day, you get the rest of 2015 free.
Change can mean things are looking up in life. And sometimes, those little changes come with a big bonus. Like when the weather changes from not so nice to nice and sunny. Or your new office changes your view from plain and boring to picture perfect. Or when you change hairstyles from the traditional same old to the oh yeah. And here's another good change. Switch networks to AT&T and get a $200 bill credit when you buy a smartphone with AT&T Next. Not to mention, with AT&T, you'll be changing to the network with the nation's strongest LTE signal. So make the switch over to AT&T and get a $200 bill credit. That's a whole lot of pocket change to go with your network change. AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Bill credit is a limited time offer. Limited availability. Must port number activate qualified service and stay in good standing to get credit in 3 months. $0 down with AT&T Next required well-qualified customers only. Also requires installment agreement and wireless service line. Tax to its sale. If canceled wireless service, device balance due. Signal strength claim based only on average 4G LTE signal strength for national carriers. Other charges and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Join Verizon today for $80 a month plus taxes and fees and $15 per smartphone line to get unlimited talk and text, plus 10 big gigs of shareable data. In coverage, we're talking 2.5 times the 4G LTE coverage as T-Mobile. I mean 2.5 times. After all, if your 4G LTE network isn't there when you need it, is it really worth what you're paying? $80 a month plus $15 a month per smartphone line on Verizon Edge. 10 gigs of data. Now also get $300 or more when you trade in your smartphone and buy a new one. Stop by a store or visit bzw.com and save without settling. Only on Verizon. New Edge smartphone activation and porting required. $300 offer equals $200 bill credit plus $100 trade-in credit applied to purchase with balance applied to a Verizon gift card. No credit applied within 2 to 3 billing cycles. Trade-in must be in good working condition. Valid in Southern California. Coverage details at VerizonWireless.com.
This report is brought to you by Terranea.
Partly cloudy skies today and a high of 89 in West Covina. In Marina Del Rey, going up to 74.
Discover a land with its own culture and way of life at Terranea, LA's oceanfront resort, featuring luxury accommodations, award-winning golf, spa, dining, and more. There's an adventure for everyone this summer. Receive your 4th night free. For details, visit Terranea.com.
Why are more people slurping, gulping, and dunking in milk again? Because it's A2 milk. New A2 milk comes from hand-picked cows that
Situation Wars. Strategic Tax Lawyers is an actual tax law firm regulated by the State Bar. Visit mytaxattorney.com and listen closely to this important message from Strategic Tax Lawyers.
Attention business owners and individuals with tax problems. Listen carefully. If you owe the IRS a small amount of money, you do not need to hire an attorney for help. You can call the IRS yourself and resolve your problem. But if you have a complex tax matter where you owe a large amount of taxes for personal or business, or have several years of unfiled tax returns and have received notices or even a visit from the IRS, you need to hire the absolute best. Call Strategic Tax Lawyers at 877-310-9800. Strategic Tax Lawyers is an experienced tax law firm headquartered in Santa Monica and run by a former IRS tax attorney. Don't get get ripped off by tax relief companies that promise the world and deliver nothing. If a law firm can't help, they will at least point you in the right direction. Read their 5-star reviews at mytaxattorney.com. That's mytaxattorney.com. Or call 877-310-9800. 877-310-9800. This message has been brought to you by Attorney Jeffrey Jacobs.
Here's what Puente Hills Subaru customers are saying. They like to get involved with the customer and what they like and what they want.
Those people here are very trustworthy.
I got a very good deal at Puente Hills Subaru. Lisa 2015 Subaru Forester 2.5i for $219 a month for 36 months. 1988 due at signing. Located in the City of Industry. Call 888-584-4204 or PuenteHillsSubaru.com. Honesty, integrity, transparency. Puente Hills Subaru.
I would definitely recommend Puente Hills Subaru.
Cameron McIntosh presents the spectacular new production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's The Phantom of the Opera. Critics are raving it's bigger and better than ever before. See the phenomenal new production of the world's greatest love story, The Phantom of the Opera.
Now at the Hollywood Fantasia Theater through August 2nd only. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
KNX 845, your traffic and weather together on the 5, brought to you by your Southern California BMW Centers. Here's Jeff.
All right, let's go to Jeff Bond, Air 1070 Jeff.
Well, hi there. We're looking at the 405. As a matter of fact, we're flying north, coming up over Mulholland right now. We were down at a busy place here, Church and Sunset, to look for something, but thankfully it's cleared. So if you're way back in the San Fernando Valley now, the morning drive is still stark about Sherman Way, up and over the hill. The good news, I can assure you, once you get past that Mulholland Bridge,
Richard the Mush was as tasty as tasty could be, and the next summer grew into a tree.
Is that it? Are you done?
Oh, he's got more. Look at
I
him.
have this thing so memorized. I don't know why I learned it as a kid.
How long is it?
It's a long one. Then it goes into the tree was all covered with moss and onion cream meatballs and tomato sauce. And that wasn't even it. There was another verse, I think. How did it go? Let me think. So if you eat spaghetti, all covered with cheese. Yeah, hold on to your meatball whenever you sneeze.
Now can we clap?
Well, I mean, there is a refrain. If you wanted to get into that.
Valentine in the morning.
104.3 My FM. When everyone in the house is trying.
Enough. Or at Teacher Boulevard itself, both of those are good working alternates. Hurry into the BMW 40 Years of an Icon sales event and lease a 2015 BMW 320i for as low as $269 a month. Visit SoCalBMW.com today for details. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Our next report at 8:55 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 and CBSLA.com.
Temps will be back to the 80s today. Currently 70 degrees downtown Los Angeles, already 77 in Lancaster. Look for the beaches to be somewhere into the mid-70s. And this is Southern California's only all-news radio station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Nick Holton.
And I'm Vicki Moore. It's an emotional day in the city of Boston, sentencing day for the marathon bomber, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. He will have a chance to address the victims. The question is, will he? Dave Major with WBZ in Boston told us this morning about a statement from the family of an officer shot to death.
Sister of MIT police officer Sean Collier said, called him a leech who, quote, spit in the face of the American dream.
The father of an 8-year-old boy was killed, also addressed Tsarnaev. Bill Richard told him that he could have stopped his brother and could have chosen to pull out of the plan. Tsarnaev looked down as Richard spoke. Again, these are called impact statements at this sentencing hearing. Very emotional day, and we're following it closely.
Big story here in L.A. this morning, of course, is the announcement by the superintendent of the schools, Rick Ortinos, that he is going to step down in 6 months, confirming to us this morning that he's going to do that, but he has not been really giving any of the reasons behind his decision.
Steve Lopez, columnist with the LA Times. We talk to him regularly here on KNX. And Steve, what's your take on this?
Oh, I'm not really surprised, guys, and I think that this could be a good thing. You got a new board coming in, which will be the start of a new era. It's time for new leadership. Look, Cortina's brought stability to a district rocked by the iPad, the Mises debacles. He averted a teacher strike with a new agreement. He advanced the conversion to Common Core. That's a pretty good report card, if you ask me, and maybe Monica Ratliff was right when she suggested to you guys, maybe one of Cortina's motives here is to get board members off their duffs to to start looking for his replacement, because at 83, he can't bail them out forever.
Well, there's no question about that. And of course, the question is, where do you go? Now, let me throw a couple of names out that are possibilities and I suspect might work into the mix. The superintendent in Chicago, Barbara Burt Bennett, just resigned. And Paul Vallis, whose name has been in the mix in the search for superintendents here in Los Angeles in the past, is also available. I mean, he was very successful in Philadelphia, New Orleans, Bridgeport, Connecticut. So there are some people out there that would be available at this point.
Yeah, I think so. And, I had a conversation with Roy Romer about this not that long ago, and I said, boy, given all the trouble in LA Unified, Roy, do you think that they could even get anybody to apply for this job? He said, are you kidding me? They're going to have so many applicants for this. They'll be coming out of the woodwork. So those two names that you mentioned are possibilities. I'd be surprised, actually, if there's not already a short list floating around somewhere over there among board members or even Cortinas himself, because this is going to be potentially a really quick conversion, and they got to find somebody fast.
If you had to call this, Steve, would you say someone would come from the outside, or are they ready to promote someone up from the inside?
I don't see it coming from inside, and I do think it's going to be a little tricky. I mean, you've still got a somewhat politically divided board, even with the new board members coming on, kind of divided between the so-called reformers and union allies. So they're going to need somebody with enough political skill to weather those storms, but who understands the job is administration, not politics, and there's still a lot of financial challenges coming down the pike, despite the current little bump in the budget.
All right, Steve Lopez there at the LA Times. It's going to be something that we're all going to be talking about over the next several days, because it is important for you in Los Angeles, for the future of your kids, to see if they can get things turned around and righted, particularly when it comes to those requirements for graduation. Well, Sacramento let the Lakers get one of their key players. Here's Randy Cardoon.
Boy, it's been a crazy week with a lot of crazy talk that the Lakers have a chance at actually getting DeMarcus Cousins from Sacramento, because he and Coach George Karl are at odds. Karl telling the Sacramento Bee at a golf tournament.
My interest right now is commitment, trust, and building a team that's excited about being in Sacramento, excited and committed to being a good basketball team and representing the city of Sacramento.
And that includes, in your mind, Cousins staying here?
If he comes committed, I'm 120% into making him the best basketball player he can ever be.
If he is committed, Karl basically dumping it in Cousins' lap. We'll see what happens. NBA draft, by the way, tomorrow. LA Galaxy on the pitch tonight, facing Portland at the StubHub Center. That'll get underway at 8. Early game for the Angels today. They send Houston out of town at 12:35. Matt Shoemaker, 4-5, facing Lance McCullers. He's 3-2. Dodgers play game 3 of a 4-game stop in Chicago tonight at 5:00.